Smiling is something most of us do naturally when we're happy, when we're nervous, or when we're trying to convince our boss that we're not actually thinking about quitting and becoming a professional balloon animal artist. But what if I told you that, in some places, you don't have a choice? There are places in the world where you are legally required to smile. No joke. There are real laws that say, put on a happy face or else. Let's dive into the weird world of mandatory smiles and why on earth such laws even exist. Let's start with the bizarre fact. Did you know there's a city in Italy called Fermo where technically it's illegal not to smile? The city has an old, quirky ordinance that requires its citizens to smile at all times, with a few exceptions. Like at funerals or hospitals, when smiling would probably be a little weird. But Fermo isn't the only place. In the town of Bucaramanga in Colombia, bus drivers are required by law to smile at their passengers. Yes, it's literally in the job description. And Japan? Oh, it has a smile school where you can learn how to smile properly in customer service. No frowns allowed. So, what's the deal? Why would a city care so much about whether or not you're smiling? The answer is a mix of psychology, tourism, and a dash of good old-fashioned PR. You see, some cities believe that a happy atmosphere can boost tourism and make the locals more approachable. In Fermo's case, the law dates back to the 19th century, when a mayor thought it would help the town's reputation as a charming, welcoming destination. It was kind of like an early version of the Instagram filter. A permanent smile was meant to make the city look more picturesque. And in Bucaramanga, the smiling bus drivers are all about customer service, making sure every passenger feels welcome. It's their way of saying, hey, we're friendly here, even if we're stuck in traffic for an hour. But here's where it gets even stranger. Enforcing a smile law is easier said than done. I mean, can you imagine the smile police walking around, handing out tickets to grumpy-looking citizens? In some places, it's more of a cultural expectation than an actual enforced law. And while nobody's going to throw you in jail for a little frown, some cities genuinely try to maintain a positive public image. There are even urban legends of citizens being fined for not smiling, but don't worry, it's mostly exaggerated. These laws are often more about making a point than actual enforcement. The psychology behind mandatory smiles is fascinating. Studies have shown that smiling can actually make you feel happier, even if you're faking it. It's called the facial feedback hypothesis, and it's like tricking your brain into thinking you're having a good time, even when you're not. That's why these quirky laws exist, to try and spread a little happiness, even if it's artificial. It's kind of like the world's most optimistic mind trick, but not everyone's a fan. Some people argue that mandatory smiling is, well, kind of creepy. It's like living in a real-life version of The Truman Show, where everyone's grinning, whether they want to or not. And what if you're having a bad day? Should you really have to fake happiness just because it's the law? It's a philosophical debate that's got no clear answer. But one thing's for sure, it makes for some pretty weird stories. So, the next time someone tells you to turn that frown upside down, just be glad you don't live in a place where they legally have the right to tell you that. Whether it's about boosting tourism, creating a friendly atmosphere, or just being superstitiously obsessed with good vibes, these smile laws are a fascinating glimpse into how humans will go to bizarre lengths to control behavior. So, keep smiling and remember, sometimes it's the law. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And hey, if you're feeling generous, drop a smiley face emoji in the comments. It's the law.